I think it's probably too soon to tell and too soon to say, but obviously pretty.
Prince Harry's emotional collapse sends shockwaves through the royal family, but what really pushed him over the edge? In an astonishing turn of events, Prince Harry has checked into a private wellness clinic, reportedly facing a complete emotional breakdown. Sources claim that mounting legal battles, relentless media scrutiny, and the overwhelming pressure from the royal family have taken a toll. But what truly led to this crisis? Was it Meghan Markle's growing distance? And what does this mean for Harry's future with the royal family? In the next few minutes, we'll dive deep into the heartbreaking truth behind Harry's mental health struggle and the secret pressures that have been building for months. Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. It was just after midnight when the stillness outside a private California estate was disrupted by a flicker of blue and red lights. A nondescript black SUV pulled into the driveway, closely tailed by another vehicle with tinted windows. The press had no idea. The neighbors didn't notice. Even most palace watchers and royal reporters missed it entirely. But inside that SUV sat a man who once walked behind his mother's coffin while the entire world mourned. A man whose name had become synonymous with rebellion, trauma, and the unraveling of tradition. That man was Prince Harry. What we're about to uncover isn't just a story of fame meeting breakdown. This is a story about a man being crushed between legacy and love, between monarchy and modernity, between public duty and personal despair. A man who, after a relentless cascade of legal battles, tabloid betrayals, public scrutiny, and private heartbreak, finally reached a breaking point no title could shield him from. And so, on that silent night, far away from royal protocol and red carpet fanfare, Prince Harry was checked into a private wellness facility under strict confidentiality. His condition, according to insiders, was described as emotionally catastrophic. For months, royal observers speculated about cracks forming in the Sussex Foundation. Harry's public demeanor grew increasingly withdrawn. Behind closed doors, trusted friends say he suffered frequent panic episodes, insomnia, and emotional instability. Meghan Markle, according to multiple sources, had distanced herself emotionally in the weeks leading up to his admission. The man who once defiantly walked away from the royal family was now facing something far darker than public criticism. He was battling an internal storm, one that had been quietly intensifying ever since he left the gates of Buckingham Palace. This story isn't easy to tell. It peels back the royal curtain, not for scandal, but for truth. For anyone who's followed Harry's journey, from the lost boy beside Princess Diana's coffin, to the decorated soldier in Afghanistan, to the defiant Duke of Sussex taking on the establishment, this next chapter is perhaps the most tragic yet. Not because of what the world sees, but because of what Harry has endured out of view. The signs were there. The pressure had been mounting for years, and in recent months, it became suffocating. Courtroom appearances, high-stakes lawsuits, a father's cancer diagnosis, a brother's silence. The world watched as Harry tried to build a new life in the United States with Meghan by his side. But what few realized was how isolated he had become. According to one former palace aide, Harry has been cut off emotionally, from his past, his family, and now, it seems, from his present. Inside the private clinic nestled in a secluded part of California, Prince Harry is undergoing intensive psychological therapy. The facility is known for hosting high-profile figures under assumed identities. Therapists working there are required to sign non-disclosure agreements. But leaks inevitably happen. A member of the staff, speaking under anonymity, described Harry's arrival as heart-wrenching, stating, "You could see it in his face. He wasn't here by choice. He was here because everything else had failed." What triggered this breakdown? According to insiders close to the Sussexes, it wasn't just one moment, it was an accumulation of emotional wounds. The emotional toll of the Queen's passing, the failure to reconcile with his father, the media backlash surrounding his memoir, the growing distance between him and Meghan. But perhaps most painful of all was the realization that the door back to royal life had been bolted shut by the very institution he once hoped would welcome him back. Multiple sources claim that earlier this year, Harry made a quiet effort to reconnect with the royal family. It wasn't a public campaign or a press-driven plea. It was behind the scenes, discreet, personal. But the request reportedly hit a wall. King Charles, battling health issues and palace unrest, allegedly felt it was too late for Harry to re-enter royal life. William, still reeling from what insiders describe as irreparable